Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Today's message comes in the form of a dream, y'all. Okay? Brace yourself because this dream was, okay, and this was a very long dream. In this dream, I am traveling to a house that looks broken, okay? As I am traveling, it's kind of like I'm going to different places. And God is with me, guiding me, okay? When I get to this house, I have to look around and search for clues of things. And then I get to the person that I'm there to help, and this person is hiding in a closet, okay? And absolutely terrified. And in this form, this person was an adult, okay? So this dream is about an adult. And I find them in a closet, and I join them in the closet, and I sit there and I talk to them. And, they're just basically very quiet and very scared. And then I ask them to show me, like, what's going on. I will protect you from this, okay? And I console them. So we decide to travel through different loops in the house. And it's kind of like they're different. The house just looks so strange. And I don't know if it's like a situation of different places that this trauma happened to this person, or what exactly is going on that part. But the house looked like an abandoned building. It kind of looked like, how do you say it, like when we watch like the movies Maze Runner and what's another one, those kind of movies where it's kind of a dysphoria of a world, and everything, all the buildings have been like destroyed partially, but people are still kind of able to live in them and do things in them. That's what it looked like. And it was huge. It was like I said, like a building, like a business building that had been left for desolate or whatever. So anywho, we get to a room that was his bedroom, and we get in there, and when we get in there, I think he was saying that there's someone we have to help, or that we have to get there. We get there, and the room is empty. And as we're standing there and we start looking at his bed, he has this very sad face. And as we're looking there, as we're standing there, a man, okay, a grown man, a father figure, whoever this father figure was to this person, bursts into the bedroom and is looking around for him. However, he notices that I am with him, so he can't do anything to hurt him, okay? And that is the end of the dream, okay? And then right after I woke up from this dream at like, I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, I had this gut, feels like this terrifying, and this is how I woke up. It was this terrifying gut feeling that someone was opening a door to sneak in the night, like that the door was being cracked open. And it was a feeling of like being terrified, being shook, being so scared. And for those of you that don't know my story, I know that feeling, okay? Because the first time I was touched was 7. I was 7 years old when somebody decided that I was attractive. How anybody found a 7-year-old attractive, I do not know. But somebody decided that this 7-year-old was so attractive and decided to, for years, okay? And yeah, and that is the dream. That is the dream, the awful, 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 terrible dream. The scripture comes from Daniel 11:21. There shall rise in his place a despicable person, to whom the royal insignia shall not be given. By stealth and fraud he shall seize the kingdom. Armed might shall be completely overwhelmed by him and crushed, and even the prince of the covenant. After allying with him, he shall treacherously rise to power with a small party. By stealth he shall enter prosperous provinces, and do that which his fathers and grandfathers never did. He shall distribute soil, booty, and riches among them, and devise plots against their strongholds, but only for a time. He shall call on his strength and cleverness to meet the king of the south with a great army. The king of the south shall prepare for battle with a very large and strong army, but he shall not succeed because of the plots devised against him. Even his table companions shall seek to destroy him. His army shall be overwhelmed, and many shall fall slain. The two kings resolved on evil shall sit at a table together and exchange lies, but they shall have no success, because the appointed end time is not yet. So here's the message, okay? Here's the message, here's the message, here's the message. Sometimes the trauma that you go through is part of your story. But the thing about it is, you have to be strong enough to tell the devil that you are not going to be that person. You have to be strong enough to look the devil in the face and say, I know what you tried to do to me. I know what you did to me. And I know that you used this person to do this to me. Okay? I forgive them and I give it to God. And I am not going to become the person that you want me to become. And it's not easy. This is not something that can just be done overnight. This is not something that is just, how do I say it? It's not something that you can just like easily do. And after this dream, nightmare really, I was so emotional. I sat and talked to God for an hour or two, and I was just, because it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. And y'all already know I went through that. It is so sad because a child don't have nobody. When a child don't have anyone to defend them. When a child does not have anyone to defend them, and they cannot even interpret what's going on to them, and they have to grow up thinking that what happened to them is right. It is not fair, and it is so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad. It is. And God is telling me this is a very sad thing. Okay, this is a mourning situation, because you have to mourn the innocence of this child. The innocence of this child was stolen away from them. The innocence of this child. And the sad thing is that the children may have to grow up with older people around them calling them fast, talking about they loose with it, or saying they're this way, they're that way, and nobody took out the time, effort, and energy to find out why. Because it is not normal for children to have sexual urges. And I'm going to put it out. It is not normal. It is not normal. It is not normal. God said that it's so sad. It's so sad. But it is Satan himself trying to destroy this child. It is Satan himself trying to destroy this child. It is Satan himself trying to destroy this child. But God says the appointed time will come when the king will be overthrown. Okay, the appointed time will come when this man, this sick bastard, and I'm sorry for saying that, this sick man will have to pay for what he did. This sick and twisted part, they will have to pay for what they did. They will have to pay for what they did. They will. They will. They will. They will. God says the time will come at the appointed time. At the appointed time. At the appointed time. There will be a moment when this will have to come to an end. And sad to say is, I feel like this message is a message of comfort. This message is a message of God hear you, and God sees you, and God knows what's going on, and God handling it. Because there could also very well be a situation where there is someone that's trying to pull you out. It could be a situation where somebody has a feeling about what's going on, and they're trying to pull you out of there, but they're not winning. I'm being reminded of situations where it could be a situation where, you know, if this is a split party situation, the other parent may be putting forth effort to try to get the child back, but they can't. The other parent may be fighting nail and tooth trying to get the other child away from them, but they can't. Some situations, mothers are running for their lives from abusive partners, and they had to leave the children, because if they don't leave the children, now the partner is after them and saying, oh, but you got to come back because you can't take the child over there. And you know, the whole, they come back and now they are in danger and they're being abused. And you know, in reality, the system is kind of, you know, it's conflicted with these kind of things. It's like it's conflicted in the midst of legal rights, and is the child really safe? And then, you know, it's just, it's so complicated. They make it so complicated with all of these, with some of these rules. But God says that this is something that this person has to endure, or it's something that they had to endure. Just like, you know, like I said, in my case, it did not end for me. I was 7, and it didn't stop until I was 12. And I'm saying, like, God is saying that in some cases, it's just, and you know, if this, in a case of this being a boy, it may not stop until this boy is big enough to knock somebody out. And you know, the saddest thing about this is this attack is meant to turn this child to be gay. This attack is, like, if this is a little boy, this is meant to make this child want to be gay. This is meant to make this child want to have these urgencies. It's meant to make this child not be in his full power and in his full strength. It's meant to weaken them. But God says there is no sleep for the wicked, for the time will come when they will fall. The time will come and they shall fall. The time will come when the same exact feelings that they made this child feel, they will feel those feelings. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Some of these people got some bad things that's going to happen to them later on in life. They got some traumatizing things that's about to happen. They have some things like supernatural things. Because God is saying in this case, he sees the conflict. And he sees the problem. He sees how, you know, like I said, if it could be a situation where one parent just simply cannot do anything. And God is saying that he sees all sides. And he sees all pieces to this puzzle. And there will come a day when justice will be served. And that's the message. This is so sad. This is so awful. And there shall rise in his place a despicable person. Despicable, and this is despicable to do something like this to a child. This is disgusting. Like, nobody in their right mind would do something like this. Nobody in their right mind, even if it was a case where this is your stepchild, why in the world would you find a child attractive? It's loose women everywhere. And it's men that like doing all kind of crazy stuff everywhere. Why in the world would you take out the time, effort, and energy to torment a child? There's no sleep for the wicked. And you can best believe that because of this person's deeds, they got some things waiting on them. They got some wrath waiting on them. They have some wrath waiting on them. Judgment awaits them. And it ain't going to be what they think it's going to be. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.